I'm Thomas Rick from Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana. I go to Benjamin Franklin High School, which is essentially in the city proper. So I initially heard of ASM first at a district science fair that I initially started in my high school. I I won my category, and one of the awards I got was a trip to ASM. My favorite part about this ASM camp has definitely been working with the equipment. One that stood out was the scanning electron microscope, and that's first just learning how it operates. It's mind-boggling how someone came up with that, and also being able to see that in depth, to work with equipment that expensive, is very impressive. But I also really liked the machines in the lab, the grinding polishing machines, so even things as simple as their vise anvil combination, their precision saws. It was great to see all that stuff that I would personally like to have, but it's currently out of my price range. And it made working enjoyable as opposed to going in there with sandpaper and trying to hand polish things or something like that. It made working in the lab easier, more enjoyable, more rewarding. So throughout this camp, I've learned a lot about materials science, about how involved a process it is, how much work goes into it, and its importance, about how whole industries can hinge on what comes out of labs like these, and just the process involved about machining samples, analyzing them, and then poring over the pictures for days, and how things like plane crashes can be decided on things like this. Just the magnitude and scale of this industry or this field of study is something that I really learned a lot about here. The first key takeaway from this materials camp has definitely been the fact that this camp solidified my interest in science and engineering. I've been wanting to go into it for a while, but to be, hear firsthand experience with the industry and the field definitely reinvigorated my interest in the field. And also meeting all these people from all over the place. We had someone from Germany, Canadian, and seeing interests in similar fields from elsewhere, not just around the country, getting a more in-depth view of this industry worldwide, and getting all these opinions, having conversations with people, not just the other camp members, but mentors, people who run the camp. Their opinions on this field have been really great, and just made me widen my view of not just material science, but of science and engineering in general.